Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Screwjob podcast. I'm Mike, and happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Great holiday. I'm gonna have a match going in the background for this. It's going to be. I'm thinking about it. I'm legitimately looking through. I'm setting it up right now. I'm setting up my PlayStation for watching the match or watching the show, and I don't really have anything right now. I think I'm gonna go. Obviously, it's an obvious call to go with a Finley match, because he's Fit Finley, and because his name is Finley, and he loves to fight, as we've been told through his theme song or his entrance theme. That's not really why I'm here to talk. That's really not what we're talking about today. We're talking about that gosh darn coronavirus and what it's doing. So in case you've been living under a rock for the past, God, how long has it been going on? It feels like 3 months now, 3 months. I want to say it's been around less, but let's go with 3 months or so. The coronavirus has been ravaging, the world. It came from China, where all the bad things happen. No, I'm kidding. China's a very lovely place. I would love to go visit there one day. They have a great Disneyland with the Tron ride. I really want to go ride that Tron ride because, it's Tron. How can you not like Tron? Um, I love me some Tron every once in a while. I'm trying to find something. I think I know where it is. Is this what I think it is? Nope, wrong year. Sorry. I'm setting it up on the fly. I have an idea of what I want to do. I'm just trying to get it set up. There it is. Yep. Um, so we'll start our match soon. I just want to get everything kind of set up and address what's going on. Um, oh, here we go. Let's see. I'm just getting it into a place right now. Sorry about that, folks. I won't be able to hear anything. Neither will you. That's the magic of this show now. All right. Um, so yeah, let's just set up our match and get it started. We're going to WCW for this one. A great little place for Uncensored 1996. Yes, you might remember that show. You can find its original episode where I believe it was my friend Chris on as a guest, and we watched the main event, which is just madness. It's the Chamber of Horrors, I want to say. It's Macho Man and Hogan versus the Powers to End Hulkamania, or the Allegiance to End Hulkamania, something like that. Um, it's madness. You can find that video in the top right hand corner right now. But that's not really what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about a match that's earlier on the show, and it's between one of my favorite wrestlers, Steven Regal, better known as William Regal, the general manager of NXT and all around amazing wrestler, versus the Belfast Bruiser, Fit Finley. Um, yeah, that's what this match is going to be, and then we're going to talk more about coronavirus and what's going on. But so we're going to start our match in a minute. This is from Uncensored 1996. The timestamp you'll be starting along with is 26 minutes and 47 seconds, and we will start our match in five. Nope, the other countdown. I was starting from 10 on accident. Five, four, three, two, one. Start your show. Starting around 4 minutes. We're good. We're going good. So this is the uncensored show. It means that anything goes, except spoiler: this match will end in disqualification because reasons. Because it's uncensored, as Bobby Heenan will let you know hundreds of times on commentary uh, in this show, and I really do appreciate that. I love that. I love Bobby Heenan's commentary and how goofy it is, and I'm mad that I won't be able to hear it. But Lord Steven Regal with Jeeves coming out. Can't wait to put Jeeves in the tags. That'll get me a lot of viewership, I'm sure. Um, but let's just talk about this coronavirus. Okay, so yeah, in case you were living under a rock, coronavirus has been around for a couple months now. It's been um, ruining countries and states that it's crossed into. It started in China, made its way across the globe, ended up in Italy, where they are having a lot of problems. They're getting better now, but now the big story is Spain is getting ravaged by it, and there's our Belfast bruiser, Fit Finlay. Uh, Look at him, man. He is rocking that like Road Warrior esque get up, and I'm surprised he's getting. He just slapped Jeeves. I'm surprised he isn't getting any heat backstage from the Road Warriors, who are also on this show in a Chicago street fight, hundreds of thousands of miles away from Chicago. So yeah, that's fun. Uh, that match also, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of like this match. It's wacky and there's just brawling and weapons all over, but that's a great match. It's Booker T and Sting representing Harlem Heat, which that's a weird thing in itself. Great takedown. That's a weird thing in itself versus the Road Warriors, and basically Sting and Luger are the champions at this point, but Luger's inside the is in the main event because Jimmy Hart is his manager and he's using his power of attorney or whatever to put Luger in that match against Hogan and Savage. It's a lot of there's a lot of crap going on in the show. The show by itself is not great, but you know it has some gems. This match and that tag team match I mentioned are among them. They are, you know, above average matches, and they are worth a watch, especially this one. But back to what I was talking about. Let me just figure out finish up. Oh my, the Booker T thing. So yeah, Booker T and Sting, they're defending the tag championships against the Road Warriors. It's basically kind of, I don't even think it's for the titles, but either way, it's kind of like a Freebird rule kind of deal. Um, where if Sting and Booker T win, Sting's basically promising Booker T and Stevie Ray a chance to face them for the titles later on. It's basically like Booker T's basically doing Sting a favor by helping him out. So yeah, that's what's going on here. So back to the coronavirus. So Spain's in trouble. It crossed over into the United States. For a while, Washington was the biggest story, but then it entered my home state of Massachusetts, and we've been having a lot of problems with it. Today on the 13th or on the 17th rather, sorry, it is St. Patrick's Day. There's just a lot going on. I'm sorry, I'm a little flummoxed, to say the least. But today on St. Patrick's Day, it is official now that no school, be it a college, a state school, a private school, or a public school, will be open for 3 whole weeks. So yeah, that's the state of it right now. Our governor shut down our schools for 3 weeks. So you know that's great. And our next ruling on that in Massachusetts is that only restaurants can do takeout now. So there's no more eating inside restaurants. I work at the greatest fast food, or not fast food, convenience store in the world, Cumberland Farms. In case you didn't know, I hype it up enough. But we are no longer allowed to have our patrons eat inside the store. We're no longer allowed to have them drink their coffee inside the store. Um, which, you know, that's both good and bad. We've had points where we had like the max amount of people in our store has been like seven customers in our store at one point. So it's really is slowing down industry. But apparently, I missed the lunchtime rush of like 20 people. But you know, whatever. So the coronavirus has been affecting not just my state, it's been affecting the entire United States. As I said, Washington was having major issues with it. The virus, by the way, in case you're not familiar, this is just what I know of it. I don't have the CDC website pulled up. I'm just going off of what has been told over and over and over again by the news. Um, Basically, what you gotta do is you gotta practice social distancing, so stay 6 feet away from each other. I remember on my I had to work 6 a.m. shift, so I got up at 4. Don't question it. Um, I had to work 6 a.m., so I got up at 4 to watch my morning news, and my local channel would had this woman in Boston who was very upset that she couldn't go get wasted today because you know social distancing. Um, but basically, so practice social distancing. That means staying 6 feet away from each other, which you know is not very practical at all. in everyday life. Like, I'm within arm's reach of my customers every day. Who is on commentary? I don't know who that is. It's some sweaty, bloody man. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that was probably Conan, because I believe he wrestles a match earlier in the show. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Back to the virus. Nice arm drag, or arm bar rather. One of Chris Jericho's 1,000 holds. Find that video actually, the Chris Jericho versus Dean Malenko feud from WCW in the top right hand corner right now. That's a fun one. Haven't talked about that one in a while. Uh, but okay, so back to the virus. Practice social distancing. Number one thing: wash your damn hands. Okay. Uh, it shouldn't have to be said, but maybe you should be washing your hands not just when there's a deadly virus showing up, but maybe just wash them all the time. Crazy, I know. Wash your hands. Keep your hands away from your face. Don't be touching up on your face with everyday objects. Like, we wash all of our equipment every 2 hours now because of it at work. So, what can you do? As I scratch my eyeball area, gonna get the virus, I'm sure. Um, be smart. You don't have to go buy up all the toilet paper if you haven't been paying attention to either your Facebooks or your Twitters, or just any memes in general. People are just buying up all the toilet paper because they think it's going to help them in some way. William Regal or Steven Regal choking Fit Finley with the bottom of his boot, it looks like, or with the front of his boot, trying to obscure from the ref, makes sense. Fit Finley, or Belfast Bruiser and Steven Regal putting on a clinic thus far. Um, yeah. So yeah, wash your hands. Be smart. You don't have to buy up all the toilet paper because it's not going to help you in the long run. People are acting like this is the apocalypse, and like I get that. It's scary. It's horrifying. But myself personally, from what I can remember, I've lived through at least 3 or 4 pandemics thus far, and they've all been terrifying. But life just goes on. You have to continue with your life. We have to just wait until the vaccine comes. Get vaccinated. Okay, I'm taking a stand. Get vaccinated. If you're an anti-vaxxer, you're an idiot. Hate to say it. To my one anti-vaccine viewer out of my 7 viewers, get vaccinated, get your kids vaccinated, they'll die. So let's just go down the list of things that have happened, pandemics that have happened in my lifetime that I can remember fondly. Um, Swine flu, that one pops out big time. That was a massive one. H1N1, uh, that was all over the globe. It was crazy. People were fearing for their lives. I don't think they were buying a toilet paper like this, but it was a horrifying time. Then it passed because we got a vaccine and we were safe. Then we got great stuff like Zika, I believe, was next. It was Zika or something else was next. Um, of course, that was horrifying for all the other reasons because it was basically, fucking mosquito. Damn it. Hold up. It was basically a disease spread by mosquitoes, and mosquitoes are all over the United States, all over the world, except for like cold places like Greenland. Um, and there was Zika. There was what else was there? I'm trying to think. There was another one that was a big deal. I think it was around election year. What was it? There was another one I can't remember. You know what? This is why we got the Googles. Professor Google is going to help us out. Um, Zika, H1N1. Oh, there was another one. Why can't I think of what it was called? It's blanking. I'm gonna get it in a sec. I'm sure. Let me go to global pandemics list. Um, what was it? What was it? It wasn't cholera. Um, list of epidemics. Here we go. 21st century. Thank you, Wikipedia. Um, as soon as I see its name, Ebola. There it is. remember Ebola? That was some crazy stuff. Still going on. Terrifying. Meningitis also still a massive dealio. Um, so yeah, a lot of these things have A, been around for a long time, and B, we have worked to get vaccinations for it. For reference, one of my favorite shows, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which we have the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode of the Screwjob podcast in the top right hand corner. Um, that in its first season in 2005, it was talking about Ebola. Ebola has been around for a long time. This specific strain of coronavirus is new, yes, but we were having people looking into finding vaccines for it years prior, and it just disappeared. The original strain just disappeared, dropped off the earth, and we didn't get anything else from it. So we kind of ignored it. And then this new strain came up, but thankfully it's very close to the one we were working on the vaccine with. So we're set, we're fine. Just get vaccinated when it comes out. Just be safe, be smart. And now to talk about what else it's affecting. What else this virus is affecting? Not just my personal life and your personal life and the lives of states. It's also affecting sporting events. NBA shutting down season. NHL shutting down its season. The NFL, if it's still around, I guarantee it is going to shut down its season. Has the draft even happened yet? I don't think the draft has happened yet. Let me check actually, because if the NFL draft has happened, then they probably already hosted it. But if it hasn't happened, then it's going to be all done style. So, uh, there's that. Baseball shutting down. Yeah, NFL draft hasn't happened yet, but it's months away. Um, so let's talk about flying. You can't fly out of the states anymore um, because it's transmittable. It's highly infectious. So no more flying out of the states. You just gotta be safe. So wash your hands. Be safe. Get the vaccine when it comes out. Don't be an asshole. Sorry. It's a very stressful time. So let's talk about what it's going to affect the most for me personally, or for all of us personally. Mostly me. I'm going down to Florida around WrestleMania season for a unrelated trip. It's Boy Scout stuff, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a 2-week trip where I'm basically spending a long time in Florida, going kayaking through the Everglades. It's gonna be fabulous, and I hope it doesn't get canceled because of this dumb virus. Um, excuse me, but that's the state where we might be in. I haven't been paying attention to this match at all, but I have seen it before, and I personally like it a lot. And it's just a lot of great technical wrestling, and then some brawling between these two, who are great technical wrestlers. Gotta love you some Steven Regal, some William Regal. Uh, for those who weren't paying attention at all, William Regal's in blue trunks. In case you couldn't tell, that Belfast Bruiser, who has the word Bruiser on the back of his singlet, and has a clover, uh, and Ireland, I believe, on the front of his black singlet, is in fact Finley, the Belfast Bruiser. So there you go. If you weren't paying attention, now you know that Belfast Bruiser Fit Finley is wearing black and has green writing on him, and William Regal, Lord Stephen Regal, is wearing Union Jack colors. All right. So let's talk about what it's going to affect most for us as wrestling fans. WrestleMania. Hey, you know what? Check out that WrestleMania playlist in the top right hand corner. Uh, Maybe I shouldn't put that tag there. It doesn't matter. WrestleMania. So, yeah. It's no longer being held at Raymond James Stadium, right? Is that what it's called? The big. It's where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. It's the big old pirate ship arena. The one with the pirate ship. It's fabulous. It's an amazing looking arena. My stepdad ma went to a football game there once, and I wish I was able to go, but I wasn't. Um, but excuse me, sorry. But WrestleMania has basically been changed now that it's going to be held in inside inside their developmental center. So I don't know how this is gonna work. All the only viewers there are going to be essential staff and the wrestlers. So this is gonna be really weird. WrestleMania unlike most other like sporting events, relies heavily, extremely heavily on fan interaction. And you know, is it going to be really weird when all 17 people in the building are cheering for Roman Reigns to beat Goldberg? Yeah, probably. Um, but it's what we can do. Um, oh yeah, there it is. There's that stiff punch that Finley gives right to Regal's face, breaks his nose. Um, Fun fact about that match: it just broke. I believe Regal just broke his nose off of a stiff punch from Finley, and a boot. Um, but here's what it's going to happen: it's going to be held inside their developmental training center, and yeah, there's not going to be that crowd reaction. It's going to be the weirdest show of the year. I don't know how to really react to it. Um, like I said, all 17 fans are going to be cheering for Roman when he beats Goldberg, I guess. Yep, there's the blood. Blood warning. Um, it's weird. That's all I can really say. There's not going to be that crowd reaction that a WrestleMania is built on. It's going to have to be good, pure wrestling because, like, here's the biggest example of what I can think of a match being elevated just from its crowd and not from the wrestling involved. It's Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18 or X8. Yeah, it's 18, not X8. Don't call it that. You can call it WrestleMania X7 or 17, but WrestleMania 18 is what it's called, not X8. Uh, that match was completely elevated. Uh, the wrestling in it is very minimal and not very great, but like that crowd reaction of Hogan and Rock going at it, and the crowd in Toronto completely turning on The Rock, cheering for Hogan despite being a heel. It's crazy. It was a crazy scene, and it basically turned Hogan face in one night, despite being with the NWO at the time. Uh, yeah. So how can you even replicate that environment in a small studio somewhere? I mean, the botches are going to be covered up real well, I'm sure. They could record. It's going to be live, so I guess they can't cover them up that well. But still, I love the fact that they're using the entranceway as a weapon right now. That's just a great part of this match. Sorry, I'm distracted a little just from what's going on in life and everything. Oh, here come the Blue Bloods, I believe, or is that a different stable? I don't remember what William Regal's stable at the time is, but here's the end of this match. It ends in disqualification on Uncensored, a show where the gimmick is there are no disqualifications. So, you know, um, let that soak in for a minute. The match is pretty much over, I believe. I thought I just heard the bell. I have both my headphones on, not just the single this time, so I can't hear. Uh, yep, Regal's walking away, hands raised, even though he lost. There's a young man in a Cowboys jersey. God bless. Uh, but yeah, WrestleMania is going to be held inside a inside a studio, and I don't know how to feel about that. It's not again, it's not like any other sporting or entertainment, you know, thing. No, it's hard for me to describe how weird this is going to be. Um, because you're not going to have that crowd reaction, and WrestleMania hinges on that crowd reaction. Match is over, by the way. Just gonna end it here. I'm sure there will be highlights, but I'm not watching them. Um, it's strange. This virus is taking a lot from us, both actual lives and our ability to enjoy ourselves, and you know, uh, kind of just enjoy life. It's snatching that away from us because of its infectability or whatever. I mean, at least with Zika, you knew you could go to a basketball game because mosquitoes can't get inside. You know, it, it's it's weird. It's terrifying. And with H1N1, we had the vaccine. We were set. didn't last that long. We were safe to go anywhere. If you were vaccinated, you were fine. If you weren't vaccinated, you were an idiot. You were gonna die. Um, you know, so yeah, that's really what I got for you today. Just how strange is this gonna be for you as a fan? If you want to leave in the comments, feel free. It doesn't matter, to be honest with you. By the way, I'm just gonna put the Screwjob podcast playlist in the top right hand corner right now so I can fill out my tags. You know, where does this put us? What do we do as wrestling fans? Sure, we can watch on, we can watch on the network and react on Twitter and Facebook, but it's not going to be the same. So, how do we go about this as wrestling fans? Leave your suggestions in the comment section. I'm not sure how. To be honest with you, it doesn't seem like there is a way to work this out where we will have that same WrestleMania that we always wanted, that WrestleMania that we love to watch, despite what's going on, the storylines. We all love watching WrestleMania, the spectacle of it, the showcase. Um, we're not going to have that, and I don't know how to feel about that. The crowd reactions isn't there. Where they're going to tell us who to cheer for and who to boo for. If they pipe in audio, it'll be worse. Um, if the 17 people in the stands are clapping just for the face and oohing and awing and trying to start chants, it's going to be weird. We won't have a true WrestleMania. I hate to say it. It's going to be like it'll be like a super card that was moved to a house show in like what's the most unpopulated in Nome, Alaska. Okay, that's the most unpopulated, sparsely populated place I can think of right now. Nome, Alaska. Of course, I'm thinking Balto right now because I saw on the TV someone was doing sled dogs or whatever. And it it's all about public safety. Keep yourself safe, be safe, and let's just all try to come together as people. This is what happens when we as a earthly community face something like this. We all come together and we have to live our lives and try to support each other and help each other. So yeah, I guess just be safe. Try to enjoy WrestleMania for what it is. It's gonna be weird, I know. And you know what? Wrestling is something that you should try to watch because it takes you away from that element. They were showing all of the Royal Rumble on Raw last night. I just caught parts of it. I was watching The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock's, Sandy B, love her. But just try to live your life. Be safe. Be smart. You don't have to buy up all the toilet paper. Um, yeah, just practice what the CDC is telling you to practice. Social distancing, the 6 feet barrier. If you have the opportunity, if you have to go to work, you can't do it. Like I had to go to work. I can't not do it, unfortunately. Um, you know, uh, avoid making contact with people. Wash your hands often. Dis desant or dis un sorry. Sanitize everything. De-germ it regularly whenever you have the opportunity. Um, just avoid touching your face with your dirty hands. Yeah, and just be safe, be smart. There's another one I can't think of what it is, but be safe, be smart. So I guess it's time to try to wrap it up. We're gonna make this a 30-minute episode of the Screwjob podcast because why not? So just be safe, be smart. If you like this episode, please do like it, subscribe, check out all of our things. The channel, which it's here. You're on it right now. You're on a video right now. Just click that channel button. Very simple. So go to the Facebook. Screwjob Podcast on Facebook. I believe it's at SJ Podcast. If you type it into Facebook, Twitter, the Screwjob at Screwjob Podcast on Twitter, and our Patreon Patreon.com/Screwjob podcast. That's it for us, everybody. Have a good day and try to stay safe out there.